would you feel if spent this evening on our own?
What the hell is she doing? Cool.
Sweet.
Okay.
I'll see you out.
This is what I believe. I believe marriage at first sight in their contract should include the phrases that if you tell your partner that they're not your type, you're going home. We're not even wasting time with the honeymoon. You're packing your bag and going home. If you demoralize your partner and make them feel less than, you're going home. And the idea and the audacity that you believe in something and you want everybody else to believe in it. Seriously, that's ludicrous. Unless you specifically told the experts that if this person doesn't believe in this, it's a deal breaker. You need to sit down and take several seats. The idea that we have somebody wanting their partner to champion being a feminist, I do not buy it. The idea that we have someone coming with rocks and saying that they want their partner to believe in rocks just like them, I do not buy it. The idea that you have someone who's got loads of weight on telling somebody else that I would prefer you thinner is like, ma'am, stand and look in the mirror and see how you look. And then come back and repeat that sentence because we're not buying whatever nonsense you're selling. And so for Lee to be told to go and sleep in a separate room because Leah wants to be alone, okay, time to go home. They shouldn't offer them a honeymoon. Anyway, that's my thought. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight UK, Season 10, Episode 3. So we continue with the honeymoons, and it seems like some people have a better chance of just going home than actually staying in these marriages, because Ashley and Grace, it seems like Grace is looking for any excuse that this man is not good enough for her. And she's giving me vibes, people who have found religion and want everybody else to believe in that religion. And if you don't, then you're an outcast. This is the impression that I get, because she was complaining that their values are not aligned. And it's like you were given an opportunity to tell the experts what you wanted. You could have told them that you don't want someone with old school values. You want someone who's a feminist. But you must have omitted it because the man that they've matched you with, you keep finding excuses. He says he's happy that, you didn't want a kiss on the wedding day and you're being more reserved. He values that and he appreciates that. You are offended because you feel like he's undermining people that believe, in love at first sight, kissing and making out and whatever else happens. He didn't say that. He says he would prefer this. So in his mind, he's complimenting you, but in your mind, you're checking out what he's saying. Why is he saying it? What is right about it? What is wrong about it? If you wanted a man that believed in certain things, you should have told the experts. And if you know that he's not it, pack your bags and go. Because now she's questioning, I'm questioning whether I should be here. Pack your bags and go home, love. Pack your bags and go home and save this man the misery. Yes, it's good for our entertainment, but at the end of the day, if you want to go home, go home. He says, he values that she has self-respect. She didn't see it as self-respect. She saw it as him more or less slut-shaming the women that do it on first sight. And it's like, please. What if he were to nitpick at every single thing that you believe in? What would you say? This is what I always want in such situations, that if you're going to tell someone you're not my type, they should also tell you, sorry, you are also not my type. If you're going to tell them, I don't like the fact that you're not a feminist, they should also tell you that I don't like that you're a feminist. And let's see how that plays out. Let's see if it will be as well received as what you are saying is being received. Anyway, I'm off my soapbox. Nelly and Steven seem to be, touch wood, the only couple at the moment that are in a good space. We barely get to see them. Yes, we saw them arrive in Jamaica. They got Jamaica for their honeymoon. And they were sort of checking out their honeymoon suite. They seem to be in a good space. They actually went out and were kayaking. It was really sweet. He seems very smitten, Steven, on his part. So I hope he's being genuine. This is what I'm going to continue to say. I hope he's being genuine. I hope they do try and actually make it successful, because she seems like she's all in and she'll do anything for this relationship to succeed. And I hope he doesn't let her down. And then another wasted vacation. I don't even know why these people were sent to the Maldives. Outside of the fact that production were trying to be nice to Dean because they knew that they had saddled him with someone who didn't like him. They woke up in bed in this honeymoon suite. It looks amazing. Maldives is on my bucket list. And so they're having a conversation, and she's saying, he can't wait for the physical affection to come in. She says she normally sleeps with her dog, so she appreciates that he's been staying to his side of the bed and she's been staying to her side of the bed. He jokingly barked like her dog, thinking that would lighten the mood. In my opinion, that's what I got from it. And she was offended. How dare he bark like a dog? You shouldn't be doing that. I don't like that. You shouldn't be barking like a dog. And it's like, seriously, what is it about this man that you like? At this point, I don't even know. You hate when he sings. You hate how he talks. You hate how he looks. What is it about him that you like? What is keeping you on this island outside of the fact that you want to enjoy a holiday and you could never, splash out and do that for yourself? That's the only impression that I get. And I hate that she continues to bring this man down. We then meet the next couple to be married. So this is already wedding number 5. We meet Leah. She's 35, sorry. And she's a construction consultant. She is the sweetest thing. I liked her. She's the one who met with the guys on their stag do. The words wouldn't come out of my mouth. She said she dated men until she was 25 and now she's bisexual. Her friend sort of said she might be a control freak. She's very good friends with her nan. I loved her relationship with her nan because her nan was there. She actually brought pictures to show her from her wedding. And they had the sweetest conversation ever. I think what she's looking for, she says, she wants a girly girl. And I think she's got that masculine tendency whereby she wants to be in charge. She wants to take control of everything and stuff. And so when you see her physically, you don't think that's who she is. But I think that's how because of the profession she's in, I think this is why she considers herself to be masked. She says she wants someone who's intelligent, driven, family orientated, and emotionally intelligent. I think everybody wants someone who's emotionally intelligent. No one wants to have to deal with tantrums. But sadly for Lee, I think she's going to have to deal with a couple. So Lee is matched with Leah. Leah is 30. She's an NHS clinical coder. She is very feminine in how she looks. She said she likes to put makeup on. She's from Essex, so even if she's just going to the corner shop, she's going to make sure that she has her makeup on. She's very spiritual. She showed us her crystals. I don't know about crystals. I don't believe in crystals, so hey, to each their own. She says she works for a GP clinic as a coder, but she's planning, or she's currently undergoing training as a counselor. So she's living at home with her mum. She was previously engaged, so she wants someone who works hard, is driven, sets goals, and has got masculine energy. And it's like, I don't know. She is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I have a feeling she's going to have her issues because it seems this season every single person has issues. Because even Lee, when she was speaking to Paul, she was saying that, I am someone who's got very high walls, and so I'm working to be more open, more vulnerable. And Paul asked her, so how do I know that you're going to do that? And she said, because I've told you. More or less like, my word is my bond. I don't say something that I don't mean. And it's like, I hope she means what she says. Anyway, we get to see their wedding. I loved it. I really did. They were very cutely dressed. You had Lee with her mom, her dad, and her nan. And then with Leah, she had her mom and someone who looked like a friend or a sister. When she was walked down the aisle by this guy, I don't know who that is. When she came down, she immediately looked at Lee and said, oh, she doesn't have that mask. She doesn't look masked. And it's like, you said you don't want someone who's too masculine. You said you don't want someone who's too you don't want someone who's too feminine. You want someone who's masked. You don't want someone who's in between feminine and masked. What exactly do you want? You should have given the experts a template of what you wanted. I loved their vows. I thought they were the sweetest. Yes, they kissed on both cheeks. But then for her to say, I don't know whether I'll be attracted to her because I don't know whether she's masked. And it's like, what do you mean by mask? Do you want someone who appears to be masculine, or do you want someone with masculine tendencies, some masculine traits? Which is it? Do you want the physical appearance, or do you want the traits? I didn't understand it, and I was very confused. For her to refuse a kiss and say, kiss me on the cheek, okay. This season, people are really showing themselves out. They're really trying their best to be, the most awkward of or whatever. So I can't wait to see what happens. Seriously, am I the only one who's becoming annoyed by Sarah? I think I've gone past annoyance. I don't know where I'm at now. So I'll talk about the couples and then we'll summarize and off we go. Anyway, Sarah and Dean, they're on a date. He's making a joke about the barking. She's not happier with that because she feels he needs to stop. She's really wound up. She doesn't think she can ever get over it. And it's like this woman is making it seem like she's the prize. She really is making it seem like she's the prize. She's not that good looking, so I don't get it. They went on another date where they were just cycling around and they seemed to be really enjoying themselves. And so they sat down and had a conversation, and he sort of started off, I think he was very nervous because he wanted to tell her how he feels. So he started making these herb jokes because there were herbs around them, and she didn't find it funny, and she said it's just making things worse. He spoke about his self-confidence issues and the fact that some of the things that she's doing or saying are sort of bringing up things that he thought he had outgrown, his insecurities from school where he couldn't find the girl of his dreams because obviously there were issues there. And it's like she needs to be mindful as well because she's not the prize, and the way she looks now without makeup is just giving you the ick and making you question, like, does this girl look in the mirror? Does she see what she looks like? Because he asked her, if I were to lose weight, would you be more attracted to me? And she said yes. And it's like, no, you're saying you don't like his personality. You're saying you don't like the things that he says. It's not just about the tattoos or the body size. So don't lie to him. Tell him the truth that you're not my cup of tea. I thought I would be open to something different, but it's not working out. So I want to go home, catch a flight, go back to the UK. Don't waste his time beating him down every single day. This is not doing this man any good. And I don't get how production continues to allow you to sort of carry on like this because it's very embarrassing. With Davide and Key, we barely got to see them. I think they had an amazing honeymoon. I think there was nothing toxic or controversial that production could play out. So we saw them having, a little sort of dip in the pool where they were just having, this jacuzzi date. We barely got to see the conversation. And then we saw them at their final dinner where they actually sat down and were saying we've actually grown. On his part, Key is recognizing that in him opening up and cutting down on the jokes, it has allowed them to bond as a couple, and they both say we're sort of growing feelings for one another, and you are my person. And so it's like, if that's your person, amazing. This is what Marriage at First Sight is about. You come in, if you have any mistakes that you make, if somebody gives you constructive feedback, you take it on board and you work on it. So I have high hopes for them. I really hope it works for them. They are very flirty all the time. They're always kissing. They are happy that they went on a honeymoon together, and I really love this for them. They're just the same as Nelly and Steven, because Nelly and Steven have been in a very happy space. We've barely got to see them. We got to see them when they arrived for their honeymoon, saw them on that little kayak thing, and then we saw them on this raft where they were just sitting on a raft, and they really seem to be enjoying one another. They are another couple that's constantly making out, and you have, Nelly saying, I hope it's not just that we're in the honeymoon bubble and things don't go left. And personally, I see things going left when they leave the honeymoon, when they go back, because he has 2 children. He has a child with special needs, and that might require a lot of his time, and so things will change in that aspect. And I hope her being an HCP, she's able to appreciate that, understand that, and sort of work around it and make sure that they work. I loved it. I loved his little gift. So he gave her back the little rock that she picked up the first time they arrived in Jamaica, and he also had the picture from their kayaking trip sort of framed, and that was really sweet. She really liked that, and she said he's doing very well. She asked him about cheating, and he said he's never cheated before. Hopefully no one comes out of the woodworks and says he did, because this would be devastating for her, because we know this is her Achilles heel. This is something that will break her. So I hope Steven is telling the truth, but I really loved their honeymoon, and I thought it was the sweetest. And then the other controversial couple. Personally, I think Grace and Ashley need to go home. I think Ashley is going to find girls in his DM that align with what he wants, and Grace will have to go to therapy. That's my opinion. Because at the end of the day, I understand about equality, gender equality. I understand people have types, people have things that they like, they have their needs. And so if you meet someone who doesn't like the same thing as you, just take the first exit left and keep it stepping. There's no need for you to be a champion or a warrior. I am a woman, but I'm never going to criticize someone who said it's got old school values. As long as you're not being racist, as long as you're not killing someone, as long as you're not disrespecting someone, do on your own what you want, and I'll do on my own what I want. That's what I believe. I'm never going to judge you to say, oh, why do you think you should be the breadwinner and your wife should stay at home? If your wife wants that, good for the two of you. Unless she says she doesn't want it, then that's a different conversation. So the idea that you have Ashley trying to browbeat this man about the fact that, oh my God, why do you say you want to combat Barbie? Why do you... Oh, that conversation in bed was uncomfortable. And just when you thought it was over, they went for a date where they were doing sort of kickboxing. And he was being very playful. I think he was trying to sort of get her out of her shell. Yes, he was a bit touchy-feely and she didn't like that. And then she decided that they needed to stop because it was becoming too much for her. She was overstimulated. And it's like, this girl did not need to be married at first sight. She needed to go to counseling. She did. She could have gone on Survivor. She could have gone on The Challenge. She could have gone on anything else. But she decided to come to Married at First Sight knowing that she hadn't done the work. Yes, she might have done the work about being a feminist, but you can't bash this man because he's not a feminist. Why should you worry about what somebody else does in their household with their body? If you don't like that, keep it stepping. So for her to kick off and then them have to sit down and sort of have a conversation about values and beliefs, explain to him why you don't or you have a problem with his beliefs, and let him explain to you why he values his beliefs and why he believes in that and why he challenges your beliefs as well. That would make more sense instead of you constantly making funny faces. Oh my God, she and Sarah deserve to be in the same WhatsApp group. As far as I'm concerned, the two of them deserve to be in the same WhatsApp group. They eventually went for a walk. Do I see it working? I don't know. I really don't know. I think it needs the experts to sit them down and have conversations. And if it's not working, they need to tell them to leave. Finally, we only saw one couple get married today. And personally, I don't get why Lee and Leah chose to continue with this thing. I think Leah should have packed her bags. The moment she realized she didn't like Lee, she should have packed her bags and gone home, because taking the pictures was very awkward. It was very awkward. The fact that she didn't want to be kissed, and then she called out, the camera person to say, "Oh, it's becoming too much. You keep asking us to kiss. You keep asking us to kiss. I've told you I don't want to kiss." And it's like, it's your wedding day. She's just trying to see if the two of you are going to be physically intimate or not. If you are not happy with it, speak to production, because most probably production are the ones that are pushing her to push you for a kiss. And for her to kick off to say, "Why don't you have my stone?" Oh my God, it's just a stone. I'm sorry to anyone who believes in that, but just because you're spiritual, unless you tell the experts that you want someone who's just as spiritual as you, take several seats. If you say you're open to anything, take several seats. Don't be hypercritical and sort of bring down somebody else just because they don't believe in what you believe. It's the same thing with Sarah. It's the same thing with Grace. They belong in the same WhatsApp group with Leah. So she was upset about that. She refused the kiss. They then sat down for a dinner, and you could still see that there was a problem. She still had an issue. And it's like, this girl is not here for marriage. She really is not. She's here to be on TV, get clout and pack her bags and go home. So after the wedding, they then went to their bedroom where they were supposed to spend the night. And she had a conversation with Lee and told Lee that, "I want you to leave because I want to spend the night on my own." She had already mentioned this on the dinner table at the wedding, that, "Oh, I from time to time will need my own time." And it's like, if you need your alone time, why are you getting married? Why not continue to date? You stay in your apartment, your partner stays in their apartment. Because what happens when you're married and you're staying under the same roof? Lee was very understanding and she said, okay, fine. She left the room, but still at the same time, I would have so many questions, and I hope this is all brought up when they have the first commitment ceremony, because this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. We are meant to be building a bond. How are we building a bond if you're constantly taking your time? It reminds me of the lesbian couple from last season, and I hope they don't become that. So I can't wait for the commitment ceremony. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 2. Bye everyone.